Today we discuss on a topic compound interest. Now we see the examples here. A sum of money doubles in a 15 years. A sum of money doubles in a 15 years at the rate of compound interest. At the rate of compound interest. In how many years will it become? In how many years will it become 4 times at the same interest rate? In how many years will it becomes 4 times at the same interest rate? Here now we write years and times. Your sum of money is doubles in a 15 years. Doubles in a 15 years. Doubles in a 15 years. मग लक्षात ठेवायचं डबल्स इन 15 इयर. मग तुम्ही त्या इयर्स मध्ये 15 ऍड जायचं, ऍड करत जायचं आणि टाइम्स मध्ये 2 न मल्टिपल करत जायचं. मग 15 प्लस 15 13 and 2 2 are 4. Then your sum of money becomes 4 times in a 30 years. Then if you also added 15 into 13, then 45 and 4 2 are 8. Then 4 times in a 30 year and 8 times in a 45 years. 4 times in a 30 years and 8 times in a 45 years. व इथं 2 मल्टिपल 2 दुनी 4, परत 4 दुनी 8, 8 दुनी 16 असं करत जायचं. मग तुम्हाला आन्सर येईल. व तुमचं सम ऑफ मनी बिकम्स 4 टाइम्स इन अ 30 years. 30 years. Now next, a sum of money 3 times in 11 years at the rate of compound interest. Sum of money 3 times in 11 years at the rate of compound interest. In how many years? In how many years will it becomes 27 times? In how many years will it becomes 27 times at the same interest rate? At the same interest rate. Now here we write years and times. Your sum of money becomes 3 times in a 11 year. 3 times become in a 11 year. Now in how many years will it become 27 times? Then 11 plus 11 22. Then 3 3s are 9. 11 plus 22 is 33 and 9 3s are 27. Then it becomes 27 times in a 33 year. It becomes 27 times, 7 times in a 33 year. Now your answer is 33 year. If you added 11 and if you multiply by 3, we get answer. Now next, a sum of money 4 times in a 32 years. 4 times in a 32 years at the rate of compound interest. At the rate of compound interest. In how many years will it becomes? In how many years will it becomes 64 times at the same interest rate? In how many years will it become 64 times at the same interest rate? Here we write same years and times. Now here sum of money become 4 times in a 32 year. 4 times in a 32 year. Sum of money becomes 4 times in a 32 year. If we go added 32 and if we multiple 4. Now here at 4 4s are 16. 32 plus 32 is 64. Then 16 times in 64 years. Now here we find 64 times. 16 times in 64 years. Now 4 4s are 4 16s are 64. 16 4 is 64. Now here 32 plus 64 is 96. 96. Now your money becomes 64 times in a 96 year. Your money becomes 64 times in a 96 year. Your money becomes 64 times in a 96 year. Your answer is 96 year. Now next. A sum of money 3 times in a 11 years. 3 times in a 11 years. At the rate of compound interest. At the rate of compound interest. In how many years? In how many years will it becomes? In how many years will it becomes 27 times? In how many years will it become 27 times? At the same interest rate. At the same interest rate. Then sum of money. Here we write years and times. Now your sum of money becomes 3 times in 11 years. 3 times in 11 years. Now we find 27 times. 11 plus 11, 22. 3 3s are 9. 11 plus 22 is 33. 9 3s are 27. Now your money becomes 27 times. Your money becomes 27 times in a 33 year. Your answer is your money becomes 27 times in a 33 year. Now your answer is 33 years. Now next. A sum of money at compound interest amount to 7 times of itself in 3 years. 7 times compounded. A sum of money at compound interest amount to 7 times of itself in 3 years. In 3 years. In how many years? In how many years will it be 2401 times itself? 2401 times itself. Now here we write years and times. Your sum of money is 7 times of itself in 3 years. In 3 years, 7 times. Here we multiply by 7. We added 3, 3, 3. Now here 3 plus 3, 6 here. Then 7 into 7, 49. If we added 3 into 6, 9. Then 49 sevens are 4, 3, 4, 3. If you added 3 into 9 is 12. Then 3, 4, 3 into 7. 2401. Then your money becomes 2401 times in 12 years. In 12 years. Now here your money will be 2401 times in 12 years. 12 years. Now your answer is 12 years. Your answer is 12 years. At what rate of compound interest does the sum of money becomes? At what rate of compound interest? What rate of compound interest? Does the sum of money becomes? Sum of money becomes 3.375 times compounded annually in 3 years. 3.375 times compounded annually in 3 years. Now here we get firstly we get principal as 1000. You get principal as 1000 rupees. Now here your amount becomes 1000, your amount becomes 1000 into 3.375. Your amount becomes 1000 into 3.375. Now your amount is 3375. Your amount is 3375. Now here we find the rate of interest. Rate of interest. Now here we write the, firstly we find this answer by formula. P is equal to A is equal to P into 1 plus R divided by 100 raised to N. 1 plus R divided by 100 raised to N. Your amount is 3375. 3375. Your principal is 1000 rupees. Then 1 plus we find the rate of interest 100, and your time duration is 3 years. Sorry, 3 years. Now here we write here 3375 divided by 1000 is equal to 1 plus R divided by 100 raised to 3. Now here we divided by 5. Now here also we divided by 5. $300. Now here we write. 135 divided by 40 is equal to 1 plus R divided by 100 cube. Here also divided by 5. Now here 227 divided by 8 is equal to 1 plus R divided by 100 raised to 3. Now here we get the cube root of both sides. Then here write 3 upon 2 is equal to 1 plus R divided by 100. 3 upon 2 is equal to 1 plus R divided by 100. By calculating value of R, 3 divided by 2, here we write 3 divided by 2 is equal to 1 plus R divided by 100. Here 1 is plus, here comes minus. R divided by 100. Then here write 1 by 2 is equal to R divided by 100. 100 is divided, here come multiples. 100 divided by 2 is 15. Now your answer is 15%. Now your answer is 15%. Now your rate of interest is 15%. Your rate of interest is 15%. If the sum of money becomes 64 divided by 27 times, 64 by 27 times in a 3 years, then what is the rate of compound interest per annum? Then what is the rate of compound interest per annum? Now here we consider the principal is this amount. Your principal is 27. Your principal is 27. Then your amount is 27 into 64 divided by 27. Then 27 get cancelled. That is your amount is 64. Then your time duration or n, your value of n, time duration is 3 years. Your time duration is 3 years. Now we calculate the rate of interest. We find the rate of interest. Rate of interest. Now here we write a formula. Your amount is equal to principal into 1 plus R divided by 100. 1 plus R divided by 100 raised to n. Your amount is 64. Your amount is 64. Your principal is 27. Principal is 27 into 1 plus R divided by 100. and your time duration is 3 years. Your time duration is 3 years. Now we calculate. You solve this. 64 divided by 27 is equal to 1 plus r divided by 100 raised to 3. Now we get cube root on both sides. We get cube roots on both sides. Now here 64 divided by 27 is equal to 1 plus r divided by 100 raised to cube. Now here we get cube root on both sides, then is here 6, here 3 is equal to 1 plus r divided by 100. Now here we write, here 1 is plus, here become minus. 1 is equal to r divided by 100. Now here we solve this. 4 by 3 minus 1 is equal to r divided by 100. 4 by 3 minus 1 is equal to r divided by 100. Now we get subtraction. 1 by 3 is equal to r divided by 100. We get cross multiplication. 100 divided by 3 is equal to r. Then your value of r is 33.33 or 33 1 by 3. Your value of r is 33 1 by 3 or 33.33. Now your value of r is 33 1 by 3. 33 1 by 3. Now next. The difference between simple interest and compound interest on 2,500 at 4% annual interest. For 2 years will be the difference between simple interest and compound interest on a 2,500 at 4% annual interest for 2 years. Now here we write for a 2 year interest we will calculate by 2:1. Now here we write your principal is 2,500. Rate of interest, your rate of interest is 4%. Now here we write 2,500 into 4 divided by 100. Then 0, 0, 0, 0 get cancelled. Then 25 for the 100. Here we write 100. Then also we get 4% of 100. 4% of 100. Then 100 get cancelled. Your value is 4. Then you find the difference between compound interest and simple interest for 2 years. We cancel this. Then your answer is 4 into 1. Your answer is 4 into 1. Your answer is 4. Then difference between compound interest and simple interest on principal 2,500 at 4% is your answer is 4. Your answer is 4. Now next. What will be the difference between simple interest and compound interest? What will be the difference between simple interest and compound interest? On a 4,000 at a 5% annual, 4,000 at a 5% annual interest for a 3 year. Now here your principal is 4,000. Our rate of interest is 5%. Now we find difference between simple interest and compound interest for a 3 year. For a 3 year we write 3:3:1. For a 3 year we write 3:3:1. First you will get 5% of 4,000. First you will get 5% of 4,000. That is 200. Then we get 5% of 200. We get 5% of 200. That is 10. Here we write 10. Then we get 5% of 10. 5% of 10. We get 5% of 10. That is 0.5. Here we write 0.5. Then we find the difference between compound interest and simple interest for 3 years. If we can have only this term, then we get multiplication and addition. We get difference between compound interest and simple interest. 3 tens are 30. 0.1 into 155 is 0.5. Now we get addition of this. Your difference between compound interest and simple interest is 30.5. Your difference between compound interest and simple interest for 3 years is 30.5. Your answer is 30.5. Now next. What will be the difference between simple interest and compound interest on 24,000 at 5% annual interest for 3 years? At 5% annual interest for 3 years. Now here your principal is 24,000. 24,000. Your rate of interest is 5% and your time duration is 3 years. Now here we find the difference between simple interest and compound interest. We write 3:3:1. 3:3:1. Now here we calculate firstly 5% of 24,000. 5% of 24,000. $1,200. That is 1,200. Now we get 5% of 120. 1200. 5% is 60. Is 60. Then we get 5% of 60. We get 5% of 60. That is 3. That is 3. Now we find the difference between simple interest and compound interest. We cancel only this term. We firstly cancel this term. Then 60 we get multiplication of this and take addition. 180 plus 3. Now your answer is 183. Then difference between simple interest and compound interest on a principal 24,000 at 5% per annum for 3 years is 183. Your answer is 183. Now next. What will be the difference between simple interest and compound interest? What will be the difference between simple interest and compound interest on a 24,000 at a 12% annual interest for 2 years? For 2 years. That is 2 years means 2 years to 1. 2 years means 2 years to 1. Now here your principal is 24,000. Your principal is 24,000. And rate of interest is 12%. Your interest rate is 24,000 and your rate of interest is 12%. Now here we get difference between compound interest and simple interest for 2 years. We firstly find 12% of 24,000 and write here 12% of 24,000. We get 12% of 24,000. Now here 2880. We also get 12% of 2880. We also get 12% of 2880. Then 0 get cancelled. We take multiplication and divide by 10. Now here your answer divided by 10, that is 345.6. 345.6. Now here we write 345.6. We get 12% of 2880. 12% of 2880. Your value is 345.6. 345.6. Now here we get the difference between compound interest and simple interest on 24,000 at a 12%. For 2 years is we cancel this firstly. Now here take multiplication. Now here difference between compound interest and simple interest on a 24,000 at a 12% per annual for 2 years is 345.6. Your answer is 345.6. Now here stop here.